Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another PGR reaction. Today we have Toxic Rage. This one was requested by Glaciara in the comments of the last video, and that's about it. I know this is the last goodbye EP, but otherwise I don't really have any other details to go on, so no hints here. I'm just going to be jumping right into it, and without further ado, let's go! I did forget to say that this is a boss theme, but that's the only detail I know. It gives me a starting place at least, but who knows how useful it'll be. I don't know who the boss is or anything, so. I mean, it's definitely getting boss intense, you know? He's starting out with all of that. I'm gonna go back. I did forget to mention that I'm aware that this is a boss theme, but that's the only detail. I don't know who the boss is or anything. This already has that, like, cinematic intensity. Kind of the obvious choice for a boss theme. Like string tension in there, some scrapes. There's some neat, like, percussive tension in here too. Like, there's texture all over the place, and it's creating this like extra wall of anxiety on top of whatever that is in the melody. Cool. God, so much tension on those strings. It's like diminished chords all over the place. This is one of those themes that's like making me listen to it because it has so much emotion involved. And we just got a shift. A dramatic irony twist of sorts. It's very operatic at this point. What was that like? That like, I can't tell if it's like a clap sound or what that is in there. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, just like an extra texture. Adds a little bit of a bite to that impact there. Why is this kind of a banger? I really like that the pattern that was on the kick for that too, the kind of adding more of a syncopation to all the stuff that was around it. clashing with the orchestral side of the music. And now we're back to Texture Town. There's that synth in there. It's almost playful in a way. Like, it's definitely big and dramatic, but the things moving around are very interesting. Like, it's flowing, it's smooth. It doesn't sound as, like, stiff as a lot of dramatic boss themes do. That's an interesting one. It's one of the more interesting boss themes I heard in general recently. So that was very cinematic and dramatic. That song had a lot of emotional weight to it, and I'm not entirely sure where the emotional weight lands. Like, the whole song is very intense. Obviously, I don't know what would be going on at this point in time, but it feels stressful. It feels like there's a lot of tension in the song because there is. So that makes me feel like the context of whatever this fight is maybe a little bit of that dramatic irony I mentioned in there, where it's something like somebody who changed and like is that way now, like now they're the boss basically. It's like, I don't know what effect that could be, because that happens a lot in different media and for different reasons. There's just plenty of ways that somebody can go from being a good person to a bad person, and that's the boss. There's that tension in the song that makes it feel like these are people that understand each other, but they're constantly grating against each other, and that's that tension, those diminished chords in there just scraping on everything. It's just constant riling of that energy in the song, and you're just not sure how to handle this situation. It's very fast, it's very intense, there's plenty of energy, but also it can't really decide on what it is. And of course that would be a struggle for the people involved anyway, but just like in the song too, it's like you can't find an identity while listening to that. It's constantly throwing you off or throwing you something new. Even that one spot where now I'm pretty sure was probably just a phase 2, most likely, where I thought the song like shifted energy a little bit. We got a little bit more of like the electronic stuff in there. Most likely whatever happened right before that transition was probably a phase 2, and it just adds to that because they're trying to find something, and that's that extra energy added to the song. It's like they're attempting to do something different, but in doing so they're syncopating further with the music, and therefore with everything else going on, whatever they're doing is not working, and there is just this energy to it. I can't shake why. Maybe it's the picture on screen while this song was happening. Somebody who shouldn't have died dies, and that's the energy I'm getting. I don't think it's this character, most likely. Maybe it is. The only reason that's giving me a hint for that is because of the flowers coming out of the chest. That has been a signifier in the past for like somebody being reborn or coming anew in some way, shape, or form. So I don't think that this person is dead. I think it's supposed to signify something like someone who was close to them has now passed. Maybe they're the ones who had to kill them. I really don't know, but it would not really shock me given the context of the music either. Again, everything is like at odds, so that would make sense in the mental turmoil of having to fight somebody that you were friends with potentially, maybe even closer than that, like brothers even, like maybe blood, maybe not, whatever that may be, whatever the case is. That still feels like what the song is trying to put forward. It sounds like something that is extremely intense but doesn't know what it is anymore and has kind of lost its own way, and therefore you're just getting this like storm of emotion that you can't place in either a good or bad camp. It's a very unfortunate dramatic irony that I was picking up on while I was listening to the song, but even as I was re-listening to it a few times and just putting my thoughts together for this segment, I'm like, okay, these two have got to be like way closer than I initially thought, because at first when I was listening to it, I was thinking, oh, they're probably just, you know, there's that standard dramatic energy of a boss, but there were certain clues in the melody that was making me go, And again, those like constant scraping against each other, like those notes that wouldn't work together no matter what was going on. It was like a conversation in battle, and neither of them were changing their opinions. It was giving me that sort of sound. And again, I'm not entirely sure to what degree, but I'm going to assume that this person on screen, like I said, is probably the one that's, you know, normal in the case. They're probably the hero in the situation, and the other person, for whatever reason, just can't come back from what they've become, and they've basically just pushed it too far and are now a menace, and you have to do it. And even in the most unfortunate realities, you have to take down people who are doing wrong, you know, just objective moral wrong. And that's kind of what I'm getting out of this song. So maybe I'm right, maybe I'm completely off the mark. I never know when I do these sorts of like emotional analysis sections, because I do my best and sometimes I'm close, but there are definitely misses in my library as well. So no matter what it is, let me know in the comments below. I love reading like lore dumps. So if any of you have played this part of the game and you know what the lore is here, leave a giant paragraph, multi-paragraph, doesn't matter. I love reading them because I like to learn about these things. And I am planning on playing PGR very soon. I think it actually might be next month even. So if you want to see those, you can always stick around and watch those. But if you have another song you want me to get to, by all means, leave it in the comments below and I'll do my best as always to get to those. Or if you don't want to do that, but maybe you like the video and you do want to stick around for watching me try and figure out how to play PGR later, then you can always follow me and support me for all that. And I will see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!